So I'm moving on to the very next segment. The next segment is a panel discussion, and this will be focused on sustaining the momentum, innovative local content development in Africa's energy sector. This will be anchored by a seasoned professional. She goes by the name RV Naha. She's a contract specialist in the oil, gas, and energy industry from London. And of course, she's the editor for the African Energy Infrastructure magazine, AEI. I'll just quickly like to run a brief on her profile, and then she would do justice to the next segment. So she's a contract specialist in the oil, gas, and energy industry from London with extensive commercial experience in the energy sector, which she developed from working for major oil and energy clients within the City of London and internationally. With an in-depth understanding of energy markets, contracts, and related commercial negotiations, including offshore and onshore projects management, she's referred to as an energy expert in the energy sector contracts. She was born in West London. She began her career in the oil industry working as a contract specialist with British Petroleum Angola. In 2014, she managed, acquired, and owned her own alluvial mining site in Ghana. By virtue of her in-country operational abilities and exposure, she was able to successfully bid and negotiate on contracts, which led her to restructure and structure offshore exploration contracts. She has contributed solely and immensely to executing highly sensitive commercial joint ventures, JVs. Her commitment to African local content and corporate social business responsibility amplifies her global PR exposure, including TV experiences and appearances and panel participations. Currently, she's a seasonal OPEC meeting attendee in Vienna, Austria, and United Nations participant in New York, United States. She has participated in a number of discussions, including Oxford University's African Narrative Forum. She's critically acclaimed. She spent her time between London and West Africa, consulting and contracting for international institutes and companies. In 2020, she joined the advisory board of the UK Liberia Chamber of Commerce, UK LCC, to promote and support strategy, policy, and direction of the chamber, contributing mainly to the oil and energy sector. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the moderator who will be introducing the panelists for this segment. She is none other than Avi K. Naha, an energy contract specialist from London. Avi, it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Wafai. I very much appreciate the introduction, and a very good afternoon to all our esteemed guests. I've been listening with great interest, and I'm very happy to make a presence here and share my thoughts and have an esteemed panel of guests. So before we go into this fireside chat, I guess the most important thing is I'd like to just give a brief definition of what local content is and the actual generic meaning for those of our participants that perhaps are not very clear on the subject matter. So local content is the value that an extraction project brings to the local, regional, or national economy beyond the resources revenues. The value brought to the local, regional, or national economy from an extraction project is referred to as local content for a country. So I currently am in Nigeria, so I'm very happy to state that I've garnered quite a lot of local expertise and experience. So my questions and answers will perhaps come from a local perspective as well. So before I get started, I'd like to introduce my panel of guests. So what I'd like to do is name them, then I'd like each individual to perhaps give an overview and a summary and an introduction to themselves. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Professor Silas Sunday Dada, who is the Professor of Geology, Quarry State University, in Nigeria. So Professor, are you available? Please, could you give us a brief introduction?
Okay, I've muted myself. Actually, I'm no longer at the Kwara State University, and I told Kingsley, okay, I think he didn't get that right. I'm currently the Pro-Chancellor of the Anchor University in Lagos. I'm the immediate past president of the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society, and I float a company called the Geo Consults. We consult in mineral exploration and related fields. So I'm ready to speak anytime you come back to me.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated, and apologies for the incorrect title. And our next panelist is Professor, I hope I get this right, Tomanini Michael Abe, Rector, FPOG for Bonny.
Yeah, I am Professor Tamnimi Michael Abe, Rector, Federal Polytechnic of Oil and Gas, Bonny. So it's happy to join you.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure. And last but not least, we have Miss Ya Amoko Adu. Are you available for a quick introduction?
Yes, I am. Hello to everyone. I am Ya Amoko Adu, as mentioned earlier on, and the CEO of Integrity Logistics and Consult Limited in Ghana. And I have other things that I'm doing. I have a partnership with APAV Ghana Inspection, which is a French company and a 150-year-old company in France. So I'm available for any question again. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so I guess I'd like to go in straight to the questions if that's okay. So I guess my first question, because I'm very policy driven and framework driven, I guess I'd like to ascertain what your thoughts are on local content policies imposed by governments. Do you think there's too much pressure put on IOCs or local entities, local contracting entities to impose those legislation and those policies? Do you think there's too much pressure being put on the international space to make sure those local content quotas are met? I'd like Professor Tamanori, if you could answer that. I'd like your perspective, please.
I do not think that the local content development, and in fact, a given society should be able to train or equip its subjects. So the local content law, which take into account indigenous people of that place, I think should be encouraged, because it's going to mitigate some of the problem we see going on in many parts of Nigeria and even in other African countries. So to me, I wouldn't see the local content law as being something so cumbersome that the IOCs may not be willing to implement.
Okay. And I guess, Ms. Adu, perhaps you could give us a perspective on local content policy. What's your thoughts on implementation, especially since you're operating in Ghana? And I myself have worked on the Takoradi field, so I am aware of the frameworks in place, yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I think that I visited Uganda not long ago. They and Ghana had the same, had oil in the same year. But Ghana had to go ahead and then explore and drill. But with Uganda, they had to sit down, analyze the whole issue, get their locals to understand that. I'm not saying Ghana didn't do a good job, but I think it's better for us to, if you're going to put the IOCs into the corner by telling them to have a large local content participation, we need to analyze, set up schools, education, so that when they are given the contract, they are not found wanting, okay? Because Ghana or most of the African countries, oil is really new to us, and then we don't have the capabilities, we don't have the academics to know a whole lot of the technical aspect of it. For procurement and other ones, I would just say that it's normal. But for drilling and being part of the oil and gas, the technical aspects, I think we need to have some time given to the OICs, the local companies, to equip themselves with the academics. And then we should have a good policy makers to put or get us good policies down so we can go by it. By the next 5 years, I would want maybe this position to be taken by a local. then we know that we have something that we need to push on to. But for now, I think most of the local companies are being pushed to do things that they cannot in the technical aspect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very detailed overview, appreciated. Professor Dada, can we have your opinion on local policy, please?
In terms of local content in Nigeria, particularly in the oil and gas sector, the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society, which I just left off as president, we have monitored the legislation given by government in Nigeria over the years, because the local content issue started many, many years ago in Nigeria. Just before the first coming of President Obasanjo. And I think by and large, the local people in the Niger Delta have come in a very big way, and they have been able to participate fairly well. Apart from that, quite a number of Nigerian companies, if you listen quite well to Mrs. Jo Ezigbo, she mentioned Seplat platform, and I know about Niger Delta. Quite a number of our colleagues have taken marginal fields, and they have succeeded in showing that Nigerians are able to competently go into the industry and make their mark. So by and large, I think it's working well in Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I happen to agree with you that I think it's working well in Nigeria. I've been here now for nearly 9 months, and I can see it working very well. Okay, so thank you very much for the overview. I appreciate the summary. I guess my next question is very much about the optimization model and how I think oil and gas professionals are, yes, a bit reluctant sometimes to ask the questions to the IOCs and get engaged with questions as to how they can actually implement those policies. I guess what I'm trying to ask now is, do we think that the optimization models for local content, including hiring graduates, do you think we still very much depend on foreign expats to share their technical skill set? Or do you believe that there's enough trained individuals to now support the next level of management coming up? So I'd like your opinion really on the optimization model of you know, the next generation of oil and gas professionals coming up. Professor Dada, can I have your opinion, please?
On that, I think the answer is that we still need to develop more manpower, because if you look at it critically, having worked for a while in the service company in the Niger Delta, and looking at the experience in the offshore Gulf Coast in the United States, you discover that while we have a number of Nigerian companies coming in for marginal fields, there are service companies that need to be properly developed. The service companies in Nigeria that are performing well, from Schlumberger to Magova and to quite a number of other companies, I think Nigerians have not really got the expertise in the service companies. And the big oil companies like Shell, Chevron, Mobil, and co. Are still likely employing or taking the services of service companies that are based abroad, because the expertise, the indigenous expertise, is not available. And I will agree with Amwaka, because Ghana started recently, so what she said is quite correct, but we started long ago, so we should have gone far. So in this regard, I think we need to do more in Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you. Professor Tamarumi, can we have an overview of your thoughts, please?
Yeah. A level of education at now, the training that is going on has not impacted so much on our students to be able to have mastery over what goes on in the oil and gas industry, such that by tomorrow they can take up the industry. And so saying that whether we have optimized the system, I would rather say it is just like Professor Gadar said, no, not as yet. But what we need to do now is to start building technical experts by educating our young ones, helping them to understand exactly what goes on in the oil and gas industry. By so doing, they will be able to take over the industry. Then when that is done, we will be able to say that, yes, we have optimized. But presently, all analysis that is going on in the oil industry is done abroad. Experts are being fetched from there to take care of certain things in the oil and gas industry. You may just have few Nigerians participating in that. So I'm advocating that quality education, particularly real technical education, should help our people to be where we want them to be.
Thank you, and thank you. Ms. Adu?
Okay, so I would say that I agree with both of my professors. As I mentioned earlier on, we need to have good academical structures put in place for our locals to be trained in there. If we're talking about technicality, we have not reached anywhere, in a sense that whatever we are doing now, or whatever we've even taught people to do, there are higher technical processes that are coming again. We do more of NDT, non-destructive testing, but now we have the extended one, that is the higher version of it. And with this, if our contractors would want something like that, definitely we need to bring in expatriates to do the job. So the academics need to be done. But what I and my company are doing in Ghana is that we have an APAV Ghana inspection, that is a training institute here, which is going to do more of the technical trainings for people in Ghana or Ghanaians or people coming from all over Africa to come and learn the technical aspect of it, so we can just get the level of the local and then the expert level bridged a little. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I very much appreciated your opinions and your thoughts on those issues, because sometimes these questions are these are the difficult questions that people don't like to talk about. So I very much appreciate all of your opinions. Thank you very much. I'd like to move on to our next segment now, which is our kind of ceremonial awards section. So Mr. Kingsley Okeke.
Thank you very much, Avi, for that wonderful session. So much knowledge in one session. I had the privilege of interacting with Dr. Akintoye earlier, and I told him that he wouldn't miss this session for anything. He was flying, but he needed to join us immediately he landed, because we told him that we should share this knowledge with a larger audience, because there's so much. And I'm sure in the next issue of the Energy and Infrastructure Yearbook, you'll be learning more about his vision through DuPont Midstream, as well as also every other person that has spoken. Thank you very much for your time. You all have been wonderful in your submissions, and we can guarantee you that our team will be reproducing some of this thoughts you've shared here, and ensure it gets to a larger audience and rebroadcasted eventually. On that note, I thank you so much for that session. And it brings us, of course, to the session where a lot of us, of course, have been waiting for a highlight of most of our forums when we organize them. We take our time, of course, to honor or to give honor to those whom honor is due. At African Leadership Group, publishers of the African Energy and Infrastructure, we believe so much in beyond reporting, beyond telling the African story from an African standpoint. We believe that there are Africans who deserve to be showcased to the world. There are those whose stories should not remain within the realms of a continent. We believe that what they are doing, deserves equal space, with any other player in whatever industry you choose to do. So basically what we're doing is that beyond the reporting, beyond the forum and the talk shops, we feel that by celebrating you, we tend to show the world that there is still much more to the continent than the tried headline of war, hunger, war, poverty, and all the rest of it. So that's why that whatever you're doing, I've heard people tell us that, how did you find us out? We are doing what we're doing in our little enclave and just trying to impact people. But how did you get to know? I said, your job is to do what you're doing. Our job is to find you and and give voice, so to speak, to what you're doing. And that's why the next few minutes we have a couple of persons that we'll be honoring, and they've distinguished themselves in their chosen fields. And we felt it was important to tell them that someone somewhere was watching and that we commend them for their effort. And of course, our award is a call to greater responsibility. We feel that by doing this, we will be inspiring someone somewhere to also choose the path of honor, like our honorees have chosen today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite our moderator to take us through this session and also guide us on the order in which the presentation today will be handled. Just in a few minutes, please, when you're called, we only expect you to, for some of us who already have our plaques and our certificates, to just lift it up to the admiration of our audience and those that have joined us from all over the continent, and a round of applause. And you have a few minutes, just 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, to just give us you share your appreciation of the award. If you have whatever you have to share, you share with us during that period. So let me invite the moderator to take us through this session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley Okeke, the Managing Director of the African Leadership Magazine. You have said it all. For everyone who's doing great things in Africa, across the continent, you deserve to be showcased. And that is part of what African Leadership Magazine, this platform, is all about. So today we'll be beginning in this particular order. We'll be starting with a lady from Ghana who has done excellently well. She'll be receiving the African Oil and Gas Leadership Excellence Award. We'll begin with Ms. Ya Amalku Ado. She's the CEO of Integrity Logistics and Consult Limited in Ghana. This is in recognition of your entrepreneurial dexterity, your track record of professional accomplishments, and your company's contributions to the growth and development of Ghana's logistics industry. Congratulations, Ms. Ya Amalku Ado.
Thank you so much. And I have my award here. Thank you, and I'm grateful. Being in such an industry that is male-dominated, I tried my best to come up with whatever I can. And I'm really happy that people sitting outside my premises are seeing the good things I'm doing. I'm really grateful. And long live Africa, and long live women as well in the oil and gas industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ya Amalku Ado, CEO, Integrity Logistics and Consult Limited in Ghana. Congratulations once again. So very quickly, we'll be moving on to the second awardee. The second awardee is someone who has contributed very immensely to the oil and gas industry. He is Professor Tamunoimi Michael Abi, particularly from the academia. He will be receiving the African Leadership Oil and Gas Educationist of the Year. He's a professor of applied mathematics and theoretical physics and the rector of the Federal Polytechnic of Oil and Gas, FPOG, in Benin, Nigeria. Sir, in recognition of your immense contribution to innovation, creativity, invention and productivity in the educational sector, as well as the commitment to top-notch administrative excellence, the African Leadership Magazine is more than happy to honor you with an award for your proven track record of success and growth. Today, you are the African Leadership Magazine Oil and Gas Educationist of the Year. Congratulations, Tamunoini Michael Arvey. Congratulations. Can we see your? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to the next awardee. Okay, so the next awardee is someone who has immensely done well for her sector and of course herself. Now it's actually Streamex Oil and Gas Company Limited in Liberia. It's an African oil and gas company, and they are situated in Liberia. They are receiving the African Oil and Gas Company of the Year in recognition of their continued leadership, resilience, and contribution to the oil and gas industry. Congratulations to Streamex Oil and Gas Company Limited. Is Streamex Oil and Gas Company here, please?
No, she's currently flying. She'll join us there.
That's absolutely fine. Congratulations once again. So the next award recipient is Wade. Just a moment.
Yes, Wade is the CEO of Simrex. Yes, that is the same. It's for the company.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Wade isn't currently present here with us, but she's received the award. Congratulations to her once again. The next award will be going to a company who is of immense recognition across Nigeria and of course West Africa. The company is DuPont Midstream Company Limited, and of course we're awarding the managing director, Dr. Akintoye Akindele. We're glad that you could join us here. In recognition of your ceaseless innovative efforts, environmentally friendly approach to business, and your contributions to the growth and development of the Nigerian oil and gas industry through community development and service, of course, local content development, youth empowerment, capital development, job creation, to name a few. The African Leadership Magazine, of course, AEI, is pleased to honor you as the African EPC Company of the Year. Congratulations, Dr. Akintoye Akindele, MD DuPont Midstream.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the board and my colleagues at DuPont Midstream Company Limited, I want to say a very big thank you to the African Leadership Magazine for this award. This award is a testament to the possibilities and the opportunity we unlock when public sector and private sector collaborate together. This award is a testament to the potential and the skill we as Africans bring to the table when we partner with global players to create unique solutions that solve Africa's problem, from energy to other sectors. At DuPont Midstream Company Limited, we are focused on leveraging our local competencies, local skills to solving our problems by ensuring that our natural resources, our commonwealth, are able to be converted into shared wealth. That's extremely important for Africa as we come to the 21st century. Africa is beautiful. We have our challenges, but we have opportunities as well. And these opportunities are available for those of us and for those people who want to look at the opportunities closely and create solutions that leverage the landscape, leverages partnerships, and bring solutions that will then move the continent forward. We at DuPont Midstream Company Limited are lucky to have partners, stakeholders, regulators who have supported us immensely, and the team here, the tireless team who go out every day, work every day to ensure that our goal of building the first energy park in Africa goes live. This park will not just refine crude, a major wealth of the continent, will also then ensure that the gas we fled to creating a damage to the environment is converted into gas that can be used to power our industries, to power our homes, so that we are no more a dark continent. So at DuPont Energy Park, we are refining crude, we are processing gas, we are building power plants, all to ensure that the resource that we have gets to the common man, either through power in their homes, or through gas in their homes, or through even fuel in their car. That's what we are doing. We are doing it right here with over 70% local content. this is possible in Africa. This is Africa we desire. Africa that partners with global players and calling everybody with unique ideas to embrace the policies abound in Africa, in Nigeria, to embrace the opportunities. I know there are challenges, but I believe we are the best positioned to solve our challenges. As we roll out this energy park across other African countries, we look forward to partner with other people in other countries to ensuring that this resource is no more a cost, or is no longer a cost, or is not even a cost. It is a blessing, and it's a blessing that it should be. I thank you again on behalf of my team, and thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much. Congratulations once again to all our awardees. Keep doing what you're doing for the industry and, of course, your diverse and various sectors. So I'm moving very quickly now to the final session of this program, and that will be the formal unveiling of the Energy and Infrastructure Yearbook. I would like to invite the Managing Director of the ALM, African Leadership Magazine, once again, Mr. Kingsley Okeke. Shortly after this, we'll be taking the closing remarks from the CEO and Chairman of the African Leadership Magazine Group. Congratulations once again for putting out a very, very good conference, a great one. Dr. Kian Giame will be giving the closing remarks shortly after the unveiling of the Africa Energy and Infrastructure Yearbook. Mr. Kingsley Okeke, please, the platform is yours now.
Thank you very much, Wofai. Awesome moderation thus far, and amazing, remarks from our award recipients for the evening. Of course, the Energy and Infrastructure Yearbook is a compilation, so to speak, of some of our award recipients today, and the documents we've also gathered from industry experts and members of the academia and those who are involved in the energy and infrastructure sector. So, and the IT team would also shortly just play us the formally unveil the document for the viewing pleasure of our audience and those that have joined us through various platforms. Thank you. The IT, please.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. Indeed, a highlight of what is happening and, of course, the achievements of the energy sector across the continent of Africa and the sterling personalities who are in the forefront of leading innovation. Thank you very much to the African Leadership Magazine. I would now like to make welcome the publisher, the CEO, and of course the chairman of the African Leadership Group, ALM, who has put this together. Like I did say, he's been at the forefront of showcasing innovation, leadership, and of course entrepreneurship at the best of its best in the global scene. Dr. Ken Giame, it's a pleasure to have you here. Could you please take on the closing remarks? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wafai. That was a wonderful one. And just before I take the closing remarks, I think Ms. Wade Powell, the CEO of Streamex Energy, just came in. Uh, it's good to see you again. The last time we met was in New York, I think 2, 3 years ago. Welcome, Ms. Wade.
Hi, Ken. How are you? And hello to everyone else.
Yes. I think just before I do my remarks, we've just finished the awards section. So may I ask you, like everybody else, to show us your certificate and give a few remarks. We're actually doing the last item on the agenda right now. But just before I do that, because you're here, we want to hear from you for a minute, Ms. Wade.
Okay. You want to hear from me about Chimex or about myself or?
All of it.
Well, thank you. Africa Leadership Magazine for this opportunity. It is an honor. And I say thank you for this nomination. I'm very proud of it as the CEO of Streamex Oil and Gas. It's very good to be recognized by your peers, and definitely in this sort of forum, not only in Liberia but regionally. So this is huge for us, and we say thank you for it. I myself, my name is Wade, and I'm the CEO of Streamex Oil and Gas. I've been the CEO for the past 3 years, and our company has steadily grown. We are involved in petroleum importation, in petroleum logistics, and petroleum storage, which at the moment is our largest line of business. And we engage in the region and from Europe. And we've been now for about 14, 15 years. My chairman, Musa Ability, started this company a long time ago. And from it's a boots up company, because when he started, he literally started with a couple of barrels of petroleum products. We have arrived to where we are right now. Petroleum, as we all know, is a commodity that is sort of like a staple when it comes to the region, especially with the electricity issues and whatnot. And so it's a very, very important commodity in the market. And so we always have to make sure that we represent properly within the space that we're working in. I'm excited to be in this industry. It's a new industry for me, 3 years only, but it's very, very exciting, and the potential in the industry is endless. So look forward to much more engagements and much more success in the end.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On that note, I want to use this opportunity to thank Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Mrs. Taylor, for our very wonderful opening remarks. I want to thank our very erudite academics, Professor Tamunimi, Professor Abe, and I also want to really appreciate all the other honorees, Miss Ya, Ms. Wade, and wonderful presentation from Mrs. Audrey, the former president of the Nigerian Gas Association. It's exciting to see women take the lead and really thrive in what used to be a male-dominated industry. I think it shows that Africa is truly leading when it comes to gender and sustainability, and we're very proud to be Africans at this time. Much more is needed. We recognize that Africa has major, huge infrastructure and energy deficits. We recognize that. But we are saying that the future seems bright with the kind of collaborations and partnerships and local content development that we see at play in country and also around the continent. One of the words I'm taking away is experiential local content from Dr. Akintoye. I think that's a watchword. We should begin to make sure that practice and theory meets, and it's where local content should be. So on that note, I want to thank everyone. Avi, the editor of AEI, Wofai, Kingsley, the editor of African Leadership Magazine, the entire team, and all of you who've made this event a success. I want to thank you very much. And I look forward to engaging with us very soon in other fora. Hopefully, COVID will let us start seeing ourselves again soon. I'm a bit getting tired of this virtual environment. I want to see people. I want to feel, I want to have a handshake. I want to see you smile. And I think that's gradually happening with the rollout of the vaccines and all. So on that note, I want to thank you for making today a beautiful event and look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kengiami. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to the Federal Republic of Liberia, thanks to the government of Liberia, and everyone else who has contributed to making this event a huge success today. We look forward to seeing you at the AEIF Forum for 2022. Have yourselves a very beautiful day, and of course, God bless you all. Bye for now.